Hello everyone and welcome to Don't Be Bored. Today we're taking a look at Geistest Blitz Würfel Blitz, which is effectively Ghost Blitz, the dice game, or Dice Blitz, as the rough direct translation. While this is a German copy, because it was sent to me by the publisher, this will include, and does include, the English, Italian, French and German rules, and the actual game is completely language independent. Let's jump into how the game plays. I'll give you then my thoughts and feelings on the game, and also, if you've played the original, I'll make some comparisons there as well. Let's jump into it. To play Ghost Blitz Dice Blitz, it's very similar to the original, but instead of flipping a card over, you're going to be rolling the 5 dice to then work out what you're supposed to be grabbing from the 5 items in the middle of the table. Are you supposed to be grabbing that red chair, the blue book, the green bottle, the grey mouse, or the white ghost? There's 3 different ways that the dice can tell you what to grab, and it's all dependent on what's rolled, so you really have to keep your wits about you. If you roll and one symbol is most represented, then you work out what that thing is, you determine its colour, and then look at the dice of that colour. So let's say you've rolled the most bottles, then the bottle is green, you look at the green dice, and whatever is on that dice is what you grab from the middle. If there's 2 pairs instead though, say 2 bottles and 2 books, you look at the remaining dice and whatever's on that dice, the thing that's only on one dice, that's what you grab. And finally, if all the dice show different things, then you work out where the ghost is hiding. What dice has the ghost on it? Let's say it's the red one, then you need to grab the red chair. Those are the 3 conditions, and it does sort of take a brain leap to make some of those, but that's part of the fun, and you're trying to do it as quick as possible, because the first person to grab the correct thing is going to take one of the point chips from the bank. There is a bit of a penalty, however, if you get it wrong. If you grab the wrong item, maybe you've looked at the dice and didn't realise there was 2 pairs, you've just thought, oh, there's the most books on show and gone down a rabbit hole that way, and you've grabbed the wrong thing, well, you actually are going to surrender one of your already won points to the person that ends up getting it correctly. So not only do they get 1 point from the bank, they also get 1 from every player that got it wrong during that play. And getting it wrong isn't just grabbing the wrong thing, it also counts if you grab 2 things as well, because that is an illegal move. The game simply goes until the pile of point tokens runs out, and then you tot up your points and see who's won. Who has managed to follow the dice to grabbing the correct items the most, and that is how you play Ghost Blitz, the dice game. So straight out of the gate, let's talk about the production quality, because I think that's a real big seller for this game, and I was a bit surprised by it. I wasn't surprised by the 5 items in the middle. Yes, the ghost still is a bit of a weird sort of rounded cone blob thing, but that's the same as the original. I wasn't surprised at that. They're nice quality, they're very distinct shapes as well as colours, and that really does help when you're trying to grab things. Even if when you try and grab the bottle you actually knock it and it rolls away from you, allowing someone else to grab it, that's all part of the fun. And those items, they're really solid. I was not necessarily concerned going into it, but the dice, as soon as you open it up, you find out those dice, they're big, chunky dice. And again, the symbology on them really super clear. It's all about making your brain work on trying to be like, right, is there the most of one thing? Are there some pairs? Is everything shown once? And it's really quick when you're looking across and scanning across the dice, as long as when you've rolled them they've not scattered to each corner of the table sort of thing. And that can very much happen, and you're looking around the table trying to work out what there, but the dice super chunky and super legible, so that works really well for the speed that you need for actually playing the game. The other thing was, I thought the point tokens, I incorrectly thought they'd probably just be like cardboard little chits. These are small little wooden tokens, which I think they're very nice. They certainly almost didn't need to be that nice. There had to be something, because in the original game, if you won what was on the card, you won that card as a point, and you can't exactly take the dice out of the pool to make your point. So they needed something, and they work really well. Going into the game, the first game I would definitely say is going to be of a mental noodler. It's going to noodle your brain a little bit as you're getting your head around how you're actually trying to pick an item out. And you can really see some people struggle with it in their first play as they're like, okay, so there's the most books on show. Do I need to grab that? No, that's telling me I need to look at the blue book. So now I look at the dice that's blue and grab that item. I think there could have almost been an easier mode where just whatever was on the dice most, that's what you grab. Akin to how in the original there is a basic and an advanced mode. In this, it's like it's always the advanced mode, and I actually really like, after playing a few times, that mental leap of, right, what's on the dice most? That's the colour I need. Look at the dice. That's what I need to grab. Because it just adds that like extra, right, sort of panic, sort of thrill to finding out what's the right thing. And often we were all sort of either saying, oh yeah, it's the green bottle, just as someone's grabbed something, or two hands were going in across the table trying to grab the same item at the same time, that sort of goodness. And it works, and it's just like that extra leap of, right, what's the on the dice, what's the colour, what's that, or oh, there's two pairs, I just need to grab that, or there's everything is the unique, where's the ghost? And it's just those little things that can trip you up mentally as you're trying to do it as quickly as you can, because whoever's fastest gets the point for that round. I really like that, and I think my first few rounds of the game one, I was a bit like, whoa, this is a lot. But by the end of even just that first playthrough, I think we were all enjoying it round the table, even if we weren't necessarily very good at it. I certainly got beaten quite comfortably in the first game. One thing that might be a little cheeky is that on the box it does say up here 2 to 8 players. And I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think really you're going to maybe play this with 4, maybe 5 people, because to get 8 people round a table, it needs to be a relatively big table, or it's going to be quite a squish, and then you don't really have everyone having a fair opportunity to see the dice, and also to reach into the middle as quick as other players to grab what's in the middle. So I think, realistically, 3 to 5, that's probably the sweet spot. I'm not 100% sure if you want to play it at 2, because I think it would be very demotivating watching the other player get into a flow and just destroying you. You could still have fun with it at 2 if it's like quite an even contest though. But I think as soon as you get 3, 4 players, it's really fun with different people grabbing from different angles. But I just think the up to 8 players on the box, it's gonna be a struggle, and I'm not sure you'd want to go up to that player count. So overall, I really enjoyed Ghost Blitz, the dice game, or Dice Blitz, however you want to actually sort of translate it. I've really enjoyed it, and a nice little thing if you do own the original. Well, yes, you've got double up of like the actual components of like the ghost and stuff, but you can fit the dice and the points and everything. Actually, you can combine the 2 editions into one, so it doesn't necessarily take up much more space on your shelf, or any extra space on your shelf if you want to. If you're wanting one version, I do think the card one, because it's a little bit easier, makes it a little bit more accessible. And as I mentioned with this, and to be fair with the original, I don't think they really play well above maybe 4 people, just to get enough people round the table and being able to reach into the middle. That being said, I am super glad that I did get a chance to play this. It will be staying on the shelf, because when you want that sort of fast, frantic, brain noodly, sort of grabby game with dice, well, it's a fun one. There's no other way of putting it. Hopefully that's helped you know if the dice game version of Ghost Blitz would be a suitable sort of take a place in your collection or not. Let us know in the comment section below if you've had a go at this one, or even the original. Let us know what you think of it in the comment section below. And until next time, have a blitzing good day.